Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video we're going through the Carlton versus Port Adelaide game, in which basically no one fired a shot in this game. I mean, Shearer was the pick to go for out of the midfielders. Clearly, I'm pretty sure she put a 128 and a 103 on in the double, so of course she scored 230 odd points. Let me just double check that. Yep, that was correct. 231 points for her. And yeah, no one else really did anything significant in the midfield for either Port or Carlton across the double. But anyway, let's just jump into this game recap here. As you see here, Shearer 103, 28 touches, 6 tackles. She was absolutely immense. Mimi Hill with the 29 touches, 5 tackles, 93. She was pretty good. Goering, 13 touches, 4 marks, 10 tackles, 91. If only she had scored some more. She just couldn't necessarily get the big, get it going. Usually in the last, let's just see here. Quarter one, she scored, let me actually just do this. Quarter one, she scored a 26, great. 3 kicks, 4 tackles. Quarter two, 25, okay, going well. Quarter three, a 20, and then quarter four, a 20 as well. So only 3 touches and 2 tackles in, and a mark. In the last 2 quarters of 40 in the second half is pretty disappointing. If she'd gone on and scored a 50 or so, then 103 you wouldn't be too disappointed, but 91 is a little bit disappointing as an inside mid. Gabby Pound, 20 touches and 4 marks, so she was actually probably the defender to grab, even though it didn't look like that to start the year or even to start the round that she would do that. I think she ended up with about 160 points across the 2 games. Brie Moody, a 78, not a 98. 9 hit-outs, 4 tackles, and a goal as well. And then you had Goods here as well, 77, with the 27 hit-outs, 6 tackles. Those 2 were taking the ruck role. Celine Moody, I think, even got dropped for this next week coming up as well. So, yeah, those 2 will be taking the complete ruck role, even though it wasn't, that Celine Moody wasn't taking much of the ruck role. Goss with 20 touches, 7 tackles for the 73 was pretty good. Dalpos, 75. Dalpos with the 14 touches, 6 tackles, 73. I actually want to look at the Carlton midfield mix here quickly. Let's just go to CBAs, as it's one that I haven't really been keeping an eye on just because they don't really have a big midfielder to jump on anyway. You got, that's probably the problem. Goering playing 40% on ball is probably the problem of why you got smoked. You don't have your own baller on ball. Who would have thunk? And playing Goss on ball. Yep. Sounds about right, doesn't it? Goss, who had just 7 tackles and 20 odd touches. That's not going to work, is it? Let's be real. So that is what it is, I guess. They just didn't play Goering in the right position and got punished for it. They played Mimi Hill on ball as well. She did all right, didn't she? 93. But their main midfielders should be Shearer, Goering, and probably, honestly, Mimi Hill with Goss as the 4th on baller. Even Meg Robinson got 33% on ball time, which probably shouldn't have happened if we're being real here. Skepper 70, Brown 66. So Brown's done pretty well in her game so far. Robinson, Fitzgerald, Vesio at 39. She just cannot get past, it seems like, about 45 or 50 points. Austin 38, Hendry 36, Anthony 31. Still remember those moments from Anthony last year to start the year where everyone was scrambling to get her in because she went from 300 to 700k in so quick time. Lawson Devine, Finn as well, 26. Didn't go so well. Dersma 22, and then Celine Moody 19. Then we move over to Port, and you have Dowrick 94, 21 touches, 7 tackles. Maloney with an 82. Sorry, I covered that up a little bit. Maloney with an 82 on 9 tackles as well. Schultz 25. Look how much better Schultz is playing when she's got the solo ruck role pretty much wrapped up, or at least she's got the majority ruck. If we just go to here, we go to AFLW. Do they have the ruck contests? Yes, they do. Let's go here. Let's go to Port Adelaide, and I think you see a shift here. Not so much a shift necessarily, but it's definitely a little shift. You can see here just an upward tick in the double here. And yeah, you can just see basically was double sharing with Levecki, and now Levecki's numbers went down just a little bit. So yeah, there's definitely a little bit of a shift there, and I would be surprised if you see Levecki get even number splits after this. They should be playing a 70-30 role, to be honest with you. It should be even more split in Schultz's favour, just because she's, they're roughly the same hit-out ruckman, but Schultz is doing it against the number 1, I would say, whereas Levecki's doing it against the number 2. So I would say Schultz is probably the one that you want more so than Levecki, to be honest. Saint 77, as well as the fact that Levecki doesn't do much around the ground, whereas Schultz does do a little bit more around the ground. 5 tackles, 11 touches, compared to Levecki, no tackles, 5 touches. Levecki also had 58% told, compared to Schultz had 93, so she was up there as well. Saint Houghton with the 2 goals, 273. Window with a goal and 71. Goody, 65 for her, 6 tackles, 15 touches. When they play her on ball, the day that they play her on ball, Port's gonna, if they play her on ball and they win this, I will be laughing. But they just need to get her on ball. As simple as that. Just play her on ball for one game, please. I want to also just see with the AFLW lineups if they decided to play her on ball this weekend, because they did drop Syme, and I'm just acutely interested, I would say, what their lineup's going to look like. Where is it? Here it is. Goody still there, just sitting there. Hammond's there. Have they even played Hammond? Where would it be? Would it be here? Nope, not there. It's this one here. Hammond. Have they played Hammond? Hammond 80% last week. Like, just play Goody on ball for one game. Just play her on ball one game, and she'll score points. She'll do well. But it is what it is. They'll eventually move her on ball, to be honest. Teagle, Wenland, it's just probably because she has enough running capacity in her that she can play on the wing, and I don't know if any other players can play there, and they probably want Window still in the side. But I don't think she has the capacity to do that. I don't think Wenland has the capacity to do that either. So they're probably just like, well, we're kind of stuffed here with whatever we do. Then we have, Goody, Teagle, Wenland, Gomack, Brooksby, Hammond as well. We saw 80% roll. What's her fantasy price? It's probably, watch it be 600. 422, not the worst. Okay. She probably is going to have a pop game in her, even though she's played. Why? I mean, it worked. I can't fault them. They won, but just shocked that they have Hammond now on ball after we see that she hadn't played on ball too much, and played on ball then. Pope, with a 41, she knocked back her 16 and did all right in the end. I don't know how much cash she lost in the end, but it is what it is, as she had a horrible round at the start of the round, I should say. But made it up in the second of the doubles, but I don't think she'll be making much cash, if any, or if she lost cash. Let me actually just double check that. Pope here, she ended up losing 20k, even though she was meant to be a cash cow. Sachi Syme, 38, got dropped. Levecki, 36. Mills, Robinson, Foley, Borg, Brooke. Brooke really didn't do well for those, I think, across the double. Or did she only play one of the double? I need to double check that, but yeah, she didn't do too well. 7 and 9, yeah, she's going to be min-price next year, I can tell you that for a fact. But anyway, that is the video there going through the Port Adelaide versus Carlton game, in which Port Adelaide ran out winners by 35 points against a pretty dismal Carlton lineup in the end. There are a couple of teams in the AFLW this year that are just not looking the greatest. There's sort of a couple of steps in the competition, I would say, in a way. There's sort of a pack of about 4 or 5 in Adelaide, Fremantle, Brisbane, Hawthorn and Kangaroos that are all ahead of the pack. They're all pretty much a 1-loss team. And then you've got a couple of 2-loss teams in Richmond and West Coast, which West Coast is surprising, given that they might win again and get to 20, which no one saw them winning 5 games. But then you've got other teams. Then you've sort of got Essendon, who are probably going to win a couple of games, but then you'll have a gap between those teams and the rest, sort of, because you've got Port Adelaide, who are not I think are still near enough the bottom. Sydney are just injury, just all their major stars pretty much injured, except for Laura Gardner. Western Bulldogs, I'm pretty sure, come into a hard run. Melbourne are still can't win a game, it seems like, at the moment. I mean, they did win yesterday, but that was against GWS. Carlton look pretty poor. GWS, Geelong can't win a game at the moment, but they play Sydney, so I suspect that they'll win and jump up a little bit, but still be a little away from it. And then you got Collingwood, who only won because of a ball technology error, and Gold Coast, who can't win a game because even the ball technology is against them. So yeah, you can kind of see the pack of about 5 or 6 teams up top that will be competing for it, and then the rest are sort of just filler teams, and then the rest, there's 4 or 5 filler teams, and then there's about a pack of 8 or so teams that are just horrific this year, and are really just winning when the other team is injured or ball technology is going their way, etc. But anyway, if you did enjoy that video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, and I will see you guys in the next video, which will be recapping the game. We're doing game reviews of round 6, which started on Tuesday, and that'll be on the Sunday. So I'll see you guys on Sunday. Bye, guys.